Hello my friends and welcome back. My name is Hannah and today I'm going to share with you what's on my makeup wish list. So if you're curious about what I'm wearing on my face, what I mentioned in today's video, and what I'm doing in other pockets of the internet, I always have links in the description box down below. If you do decide to shop my links, none of them are sponsored or affiliated at this time, as I am a very small content creator. I do not copy and paste anybody else's sponsored or affiliated links. So when you shop my links, you are shopping clean links. I do use tinyURL, and I believe that would be the only entity that potentially makes money off of you shopping my links, as I use their service to keep my URLs tiny. But in today's video, I am going to share with you what's on my makeup wish list. I am currently on a no buy. I don't know what happened to my January footage for my no buy update. It's MIA. I can't find it. It's not on any of my memory cards, and it's not on my storage space. So I think I might have accidentally deleted it like an idiot, but here we are. I will have an update in February, next week really, and it will maybe double up my January purchases. Like, I'm probably just gonna do like a last time in Dragon Ball Z when I get into that episode, or when I get into that video. But I posted a video in January kind of going over what my rules for my no buy are, and one of my rules was that I was going to shop the Sephora sale, but the things I was going to put in my cart were the things that I frequently thought about. And so every month I'm kind of putting a list together of the things that catch my eye, and I'm marking a tally every time I think about them. Now, I do love a lot of indie brands, and a lot of the indie brands that I love are not sold at Sephora.com. They're an indie brand, so I have to buy them from their website. I haven't thought about those products and what I'm gonna do when it comes to that. Like, I'll cross that bridge when I cross that bridge. But these are just the items that so far in the month of February, I believe most of these have been released in February or announced at some point in February, because I don't think all of these items are readily available. I don't know if, again, whatever I mention in this video, I'll have links down below. But these are the items that I'm thinking about. So to start off this video, the Tarte Sculpt Tape. And I've played with this in store, and it's really hard for me to not spend money on this. Like, this one has been like my hardest one, really, because I've seen it in store, I've played with it in store, I've looked at it on the XQC, no, that's like the streamer, CVS, CVQ. I don't know what the website's called, but it's basically like a Rite Aid. I've seen it at Ulta and on Ulta.com. I've gone to the Tarte website itself, you know, and kind of been like, am I gonna buy this right now? Do I really want this product? It is really pretty. It is a really, really pretty product. Everyone that I've seen use it across the board, from darker skin to lighter skin, not just in the shade that I want, but just in all of the shades, I think that their looks look really pretty. And some of them do their makeup just like me. Some of them do their makeup totally different from me, but I like the way that this product looks, and I think it's a really good one. I think it might be one of those like staple, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say that it's a holy grail item, because I don't have that item and I haven't like used it myself on a day-to-day basis. But when I did go, I've gone into my Ulta like twice to go look and play with this product, and it's kind of embarrassing. Like, it's embarrassing when I'm like, I don't do my bronzer, because I know that I'm going to go to the Ulta and I'm going to play with this bronzer and apply it, and I like the way that my makeup looked. It was really pretty. So this is definitely going to be one of those items that I purchase, that I'm going to find a way to purchase. It's just hard because I have bronzers in my collection that I'm trying to use this year to see if I even want to keep them. Like, you know, they're on the chop and block from a declutter, and I think my preferences in bronzers have changed in the years that I've even been filming content, let alone the years that I've been doing makeup, and I really want this item. It's really pretty. To go hand in hand with the Sculpt Tape, I do want to get my hands on the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Blush Wand, specifically in the shade Peach Pop. I like how the bronzer from Tarte looks more than the bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury. I do think that the Charlotte Tilbury one is really pretty. I do think that it's really expensive, so I like that the Tarte one is not just gorgeous, but it is more of like in my tax bracket kind of thing to be spending money on makeup. But the blushes from Charlotte Tilbury are really pretty. And the Charlotte Tilbury brand is high end. It's expensive. And I don't think it caters to all skin types. I know that it definitely doesn't cater to all skin types. But I think if you were going to spend your money on Charlotte Tilbury and kind of dip your toes in to see if you're interested in the brand, I would highly suggest going with a blush product or a lip product, because I think those are the ones where, like, the lipstick that I'm wearing today is from Charlotte Tilbury, and it is one of my most expensive lipsticks I ever bought, but it's one of my favorite lipsticks, and I like to use it. I like to reach for it. So, I mean, I live in the California desert, so it doesn't matter if a blush is bronze, or, excuse me, if a blush is matte or dewy. Luminous, because once it hits a certain degree, certain time of day here out in the desert, everything is dewy on me because it's hot and I'm sweating, so it really doesn't matter. I do love these Super Shock blushes, but I don't shy away from a matte blush. Like, I'm wearing one today, but if I wanted to turn this dewy, I would just put a highlight underneath and put the matte blush on top. And because this is a cream matte, I feel like I can kind of get away with doing that and making it dewy if I wanted to. These just look really pretty, and what I have seen online from these blushes, all the looks, again, just really gorgeous. I didn't think that I was gonna like, I didn't think that I was gonna mention this brand, really. I really didn't. I have like a weird relationship with Pat McGrath Labs. Because of my own experience with the Bridgerton collection, what I've seen from the Star Wars collection, and just kind of like the releases with the brand. Like, they're going through some weird rocky waves right now, but they did release the Velvet Liaison. Like, am I saying that right? Velvet Liaison? Liaison. Is the second I silent? I know English. It's the all matte palette. She has like a limited edition, like, I don't know, is this like a Valentine's Day bundle? It's really pretty. I want all three of those palettes, if I'm being completely honest, but if I had to choose one, I want the Velvet Liaison one the most, because like those mattes look really pretty, and I think that that would be a really pretty palette to have, especially to complement my Bridgerton palette. But all of them look really gorgeous. I don't know. I'm not like Angie where I need a full matte look. I do like shimmers. I don't think I use shimmers as much. I do lean more towards matte shades. It just depends, but I do like the shimmers from Pat McGrath Labs. I do think that they're pretty. When I think of like a glittery, metallic kind of shimmery shade, that's kind of what I'm talking about, is like the Pat McGrath formula. So take that however you want, but those palettes are really gorgeous. They really are. Hopefully they're on sale. It happened with the Bridgerton collection. It might happen with this one. I think I'm a little bit wiser now than to know to purchase them right out the gate. If they're around by springtime Sephora sale, maybe I'll pick one up. Who knows? Replica released the On a Date fragrance, and I've been wanting to kind of like smell this scent. From the notes that I've read, like, everything about this scent is right up my alley with the scents that I like, and it would pair well with a lot of other scents that I have in my collection. I think that this was maybe like a limited edition scent and they're bringing it back, or like this is a brand new scent. I don't know. There was just a lot of excitement across the board when this was announced. And Sephora had it on its website. Like, you could search it in the bar and it would pop up, but if you tried to click on it, it would say like, oh, that web page like doesn't exist or whatever. So maybe they accidentally like released that information too soon, but I believe it's now readily available, and this will definitely be something that's in my, because it's currently in my Sephora cart. Like, it's currently sitting in there for me to get my hands on it. That's how much I've been thinking about this product. I also have the Makeup Just for Fun and Odins Eye collab for the Flora palette. And this is a really pretty palette. The thing with Odins Eye is that they get their collabs really, like, they know how to do a collab really well. It's just water. I know that it's a big Farmer Boys cup, but like this is how much water I try to drink when I drink water in a sitting. Anyway, I love the Hella palette, and not just because it's Angelica Nevis, but the color story in there is really pretty. I like green, earthy kind of tones. It's kind of like my comfort zone. Those are the kind of shades I like to play with. And that's definitely what this Flora palette is. And it has this shade called Orchid that kind of reminds me of Soot, but this one looks more purple leaning. I want to see if it's transformative. It's a really gorgeous palette. I'm hoping that it kind of sticks around as long as the Hella palette did, so I can maybe get a chance to get my hands on it as I would like to. But if I don't, I don't. Like, I have to just kind of come to terms with, there's going to be makeup that I mentioned on this list that I won't get my hands on, and that's totally okay. And if it was meant to be, it was meant to be, and maybe I'll find it like secondhand, gently used, that kind of thing. But it's a gorgeous palette, and every time I see it on Instagram, I'm like, oh, I really want to get my hands on it. Or I kind of want to at least dupe it, because I know I have a number of those shades already in my collection. But I love the Odins Eye formula, and the way that they do their metallics and their mattes, and the way that their shades play with the other shades within the palette are just so pretty. Like, I reached for that Hella palette all of last year. It's a gorgeous palette. So that being said, I want to get my hands on it. I also have the Glow Recipe Strawberry Blur Drops. Now, this is a product that was announced on Trendmood, but I don't think it's out. Like, I tried to look on the actual Glow Recipe website. I tried looking at Sephora. Is Glow Recipe sold at Ulta? I don't know. I just Google Glow Recipe and then go to shopping and see where I can find it. So it hasn't been dropped yet, but it seems like this is like a primer. I do have the strawberry serum, and I do enjoy it. That might be like a repurchase because I am running low and I do like the product. After kind of decluttering all of my skincare products, this is one of those ones where like I was using it to kind of go through it, but I really do enjoy it, and I like the effects that it has on my skin. So that being said, I think I might also really enjoy this primer, or kind of pairing the two together. So we'll see, but when that one releases, gosh, I hope I can get my hands on that one during the Sephora sale as well, because the way I've been looking to see if this product has been released or people are reviewing it, you know, because I know there's some skincare YouTubers who get their hands on things early. I've just been waiting to see if anyone's been posting anything about it, but so far Trendmood is the only one that has the photo. Kiko Milano has the Essentials collection, and I love when Kiko Milano releases their spring collection, and I don't know if this is their spring collection. I doubt it. I think it's still a little bit early. I don't think that comes out until like mid-March, early April kind of thing. But I love Kiko, and I really love their products, and this whole collection looks really good. And with it being the Essentials collection, I think it's supposed to be one of those things where, you know, it is like the holy grail product, if you will. Like, these are the shades that are super flattering, you know, and the formulas that are like popular with the consumers. So I want to try their lip products. They have this like lip tint or like lip silk kind of thing that looks really pretty. They had one that came out with like, it was like a blue light collection. The blue light's all a scam. Like, that doesn't really do anything whatsoever, you know, but gosh, the shades were really gorgeous, and the finish looked really, really pretty. And then when I had the courage to finally buy it before I went on my no buy, it was like MIA at Ulta. So I like Kiko, and I like buying their products, and I think they're not just good for the price. Like, they have good products. My thing with Kiko though is that because they are like I believe they're like an Italian brand, they cater to their Italian demographic. But I think that even people in Italy have like a range of skin tones as well. I feel like they kind of cater to like the stereotypical like Italian model. Catch my drift? So I don't know, their color stories don't quite flatter everybody or cater to everybody, but they are really pretty. Nina Nature has released these apple fragrances, and I know that they're available in the UK. I can't find them anywhere in the States, and the way that I've been hunting this down, I love an apple scent. I love the scent of apples. They have a limited edition one that I think is like a Granny Smith, like vanilla-y kind of scent, but she has other scents in this. Like, from my understanding, she has one new limited edition scent, but then this is like her fragrance. I want to get my hands on these. I like these. I like apple scents. I don't mind fruity scents. Things that are florally and fruity, I do not mind. Like, I like the very feminine scents. My interest in scents kind of vary, because like one of my favorite scents is the Tom Ford. It's in the black and gold. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, because when you spray that one at first, it smells like very manly, masculine, and you kind of have to let it bloom on your skin to get like a really nice, like comfortable like scent. It's like very sexy. I don't know how else to describe it. Listen to me trying to describe scents and what I'm interested in. But I like things that I don't like the spicy cinnamon, like fall scent kind of candles, like apple cinnamon kind of thing. That gives me a headache. But I do like the scent of apples, and I do like the scent of vanilla, and I do like warm, cozy scents. By the Fire by Replica is one of my favorite scents of all time. I do like, again, I like florally scents, because like the Dior Bloom, or Miss Bloom, Blooming Bouquet, or Miss Dior, what am I trying to say? The Miss Dior fragrances, like all of them, I love them. I think it's the Blooming something that is like, it came out in like 2016, 2017, I think. That one is like my favorite. The original Miss Dior was like my go-to, and then they released this new fragrance in 2016, and then that was my favorite Miss Dior. Listen to me ramble about fragrances. I just want to get my hands on some nice fragrances. I do have a lot of different samples and things. I will make a my perfume collection, so I can kind of show you all of my scents, but the Nina Nature fragrances really caught my eye. Armani released the Luminous Glow blushes. Armani is one of those brands where, like, I know that they're a big fashion house, and I know everyone raves about the foundation, the Luminous Silk Foundation. But I think like the Luminous line, I think it's just like a good line across the board. Like, I think it's like a staple for a lot of people, especially a lot of like my minimalist friends who, you know, only have like the one foundation, the one blush, the one bronzer. All of them kind of have like something from the Luminous collection. If it's not the foundation, they might be using the concealer, or they're using one of the blushes. I think these blushes are more on the matte side, but it's supposed to have more of like a satin finish, so it's kind of like more your skin. It's not so much like dewy in the way that like the dewy or shimmery like Super Shocks are, you know, shiny and dewy. I think it is just more of like a I don't know, satin, like the satin finish. It's not dewy or glowy, but it's not like stark matte. It's just like that nice in between. And I really enjoy blushes like that as well. Like I don't know, I like to have a range of different blushes. I'm a big blush freak. But those look really pretty, and I love the shades, and they look like they are similar to the Gucci blushes that were really popular. I feel like those Gucci blushes like were just seasonal and just there for that window. If I can get my hand on those Gucci blushes, like I'm gonna tack that into the cart as well. But the Luminous Silk, what are they called? The Luminous Blush, Glow Blush. I want to get my hands on those. This is an interesting one for me to put on this list, considering that it's Too Faced, but they're coming out with a plumping lip liner, and the shades that they had, like that I saw in the photo, look really pretty. I'm not so much interested in the lip plumping aspect, but with my interest in Tarte kind of resurging, maybe it's the same for Too Faced, only because, and I know people don't like the injected lip like plumping gloss that they have. Like it's one of those products where you either love it or hate it. A plumping lip gloss has never really bothered me. Like, I kind of like when it hurts. I know that sounds odd, but I don't know, it's just kind of like fun. It makes me feel like makes me feel like it's doing something. You know what I mean? But like I felt like the Too Faced Plumping Lip Glosses, they're pretty, and I understand that like some people are like, I'm all about comfort. Do you? That's fine. I just think that these glosses, like, or excuse me, I think that these lip liners are supposed to work hand in hand with a more like glossy kind of formula. And I like that because for work, I mostly wear like glosses or lip tints kind of thing. So I'm not really thinking about reapplication a lot of the time, and I'm not really like, I'll throw the lip gloss in my bag, but I'm not also throwing in the lip liner. So if I could just do like a lip liner and be done kind of thing and it lasts me all day, that's perfect. The shades just looked really pretty. I don't know. It's a list of things that caught my attention. And then the final item that I have on my list is the Cosmic Brushes Muse palette. And this is really pretty. I don't have the other Cosmic Brushes palette, and I know that they're kind of like the cult favorite right now amongst like the indie community. I don't know. I think the last time like a palette like this was really like, or a brand like this was really talked about, was when Kaleidos kind of took off with the Club Nebula palette and then the Flower Punk palette. I started to see a lot more people talking about Kaleidos. I'm seeing a lot more people talk about Cosmic Brushes, and I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens with the brand. There was some hiccups with like the photography and the promo of the palette, where like their lighting was a little bit darker, so it kind of changed what the shades looked like. They looked more like sultry romantic, where, you know, under like the white light to show you what the shades are, they did look a lot brighter. But all the videos that I've seen of people playing with this palette, all the looks look really pretty, and they do look sultry and they do look pretty, but you can go very bright. I think what I enjoy about this palette is that it can go light to dark and in between very easily, and it kind of caters to like everybody. I'm not a huge fan of like the larger palettes with tons of shades, but I feel like even though some of the shades are kind of repetitive, you know, kind of similar in that way, I do like that, you know, you have options, because there are some days where, you know, I do like to do a bright look like I'm wearing today, and then there's other days where I want to do, you know, like goth queen. So it looks really pretty is what I'm trying to say, point blank. And so those were the items that are on my wish list. Let me know in the comments down below, do you have any of these products? Are you interested in any of these products? Am I being stupid by being on a no buy and not buying these products? Like, will it change my life? I don't know if it's going to change my life, or like, I don't know, do something for me, do something different for me. But I keep thinking about that Tarte bronzer, and that Charlotte Tilbury blush really is getting to me, and that primer, I really want that primer. I think those are like my top 3 if I had to pick out of that whole list. But let me know in the comments down below what you're thinking, what you have, any feedback that you have for me. And if you liked hanging out with me today and you would like to see more, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on another video. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. I also forgot to add this one in there because this one's in its own kind of special list. But Isamaya Beauty released the Lips collection. I do not care about the red one. It's the black one, that like berry balm. Here's the thing though, $95. I don't have $95 for lip balm. That's not my tax bracket. It's not. And I know that most of that price is going into buying the actual like tube that it's in. While I do think that that's kind of fun to have, I don't have $95 for that, so I'm probably not going to get my hands on this unless there is like some like, I don't know, internet whale out there that wants to just throw money at me so I can buy a $95 lip balm and some other things. But I'm not. I don't have whales out there. No whale watchers, or I don't know. No one's out here giving me money like that. But the balm looks super pretty. I understand. I understand the marketing, and that's why this product is on its own special list of products that I want to talk about. But I wanted to include that in this video because I do think about that lip balm a lot. And every time I see it on my feed, it is really pretty. But also, it's kind of, I have some thoughts and opinions about the brand. But that's why I'm going to end the video now. Thank you for watching. again, please subscribe. Let me know if you have that $95 lip gloss, or if you have the $95 to give me for that lip gloss or lip balm. Alright guys, I will definitely see you tomorrow. Bye.